With terror in Paris tonight, gunmen and suicide bombers launched 6 attacks across the city at a soccer stadium, 4 restaurants, and a concert hall packed with fans watching a show put on by a Southern California band.
Here is the latest. The Le Parisien newspaper reports 141 people are dead and 132 injured. The AP reports all 5 attackers have been, quote, neutralized, including 3 who reportedly blew themselves up with suicide vests. Police have not determined who was responsible, but many analysts say all signs point to a sophisticated, well-planned terror attack. And for now, no one is claiming responsibility for the carnage.
Yeah, KCAL9's Dave Bryan is monitoring the latest developments and begins our team coverage tonight. Dave.
Susie, Lena, it's 6 a.m. now Saturday morning in Paris, a city that was under siege on Friday night. The attacks were the deadliest violence that city has seen since World War II. The streets of Paris, which are often filled in the early morning darkness with the last vestiges of Friday night's parties and celebrations, were instead filled with bodies, the victims of a night of terrorist bombings and shootings. French police stormed a concert hall where a Southern California band was playing, but it was too late for more than 100 hostages who were executed by the terrorists. At least one band member was able to escape out a back door. The band from Palm Desert, seen here in file video, was performing when the attackers opened fire. Witnesses say the terrorists threw explosives and shot at the crowd inside. Police say it was pure carnage. 3 of the gunmen were killed in the police assault, and some of the hostages were freed after that assault. There was chaos at a popular restaurant in Paris, which was packed with customers when gunmen opened fire on the diners, killing 11 people. American tourist Maddie Young was eating when the attack began and was hustled into the basement.
There were police outside the restaurant. So after a little while, they locked the restaurant after we found out there were more people dead and hostages.
And there was a massive explosion outside the National Soccer Stadium, which was packed with more than 80,000 fans who came to see a Friday night match between France and Germany. Many of them crowded the field after the game, not sure what was going on.
When I looked up to the sky after I heard that loud bang, there were no fireworks, and that's when I knew it had to be something pretty serious.
French President François Hollande was at the game, but he was safely evacuated. He went on television to declare a state of emergency and took the unprecedented action of closing the country's borders. President Obama pledged his support.
We are reminded in this time of tragedy that the bonds of liberté and égalité and fraternité are not only values that the French people care so deeply about, but they are values that we share. We're going to do whatever it takes to work with the French people and with nations around the world to bring these terrorists to justice.
When the smoke cleared, at least 6 attacks had been launched on entertainment, sporting, and dining venues in Paris on a busy Friday night. International terrorism expert Bryan told me the attacks appear to have been carried out by French homegrown terrorists who may have had connections to the larger Middle East terrorist groups.
It could be ISIS, theoretically, in terms of capabilities. It could be Jabhat al-Nusra, which is the al-Qaeda affiliate in Syria. We're not saying at this point that anyone in Syria planned and directed and coordinated this attack. This is within the capacity of homegrown conspirators to get together and think about doing something like this.
Now, furthermore, Jenkins says obtaining automatic weapons and explosives like hand grenades and IEDs is not that difficult for homegrown terrorists who are determined to carry out an attack. Nonetheless, he says it remains to be seen if the attackers had substantial ties to the larger Middle Eastern terrorist groups, and Lena, Susie, whether they took direction from them as well.
Well, Dave, we know about this huge Southern California tie that we have with this band. Any update on those band members tonight?
Well, there is some good news on that front. The LA Times reports tonight all of them are safe and were able to get out of the concert hall. The band, they said, was warming up, and another band member tweeted the same information. Everyone's safe from their band and members of the Eagles of Metal Death. Lena?
All right, Dave, thank you.